What's going on, family? Just wanted to come and ask you all a quick question about racism in America, whether or not you all think racism is a prevalent thing here in this country. I personally think that America is racist. I've experienced a lot of things here that I didn't experience in England, where I spent some of my childhood. I know a lot of people say that both countries have their share of racism, and they do. They do. When I was in England, I actually saw a right wing group have a march, and they marched. Nobody was hurt. There were no issues. They left, and the city went back to normal. Everyone went about their business. I have to tell you, I haven't seen racism like the racism I've witnessed here. Just the things that happen on a daily basis, the things that I witness, not even just out when I go out, just the things I witness on television, the things I witness just on the internet. It seems like every single news outlet, every single outlet is promoting this whole agenda of racism doesn't exist, racism doesn't exist. But when you look beyond that to the reality, racism is a very popular thing here. And I don't necessarily think it's a Southern thing or a Northern thing. I think it's a countrywide thing. And truth be told, you have your Tucker Carlsons of the world who once said that white supremacy is a hoax. And he had that entire legion of Trump followers and that entire legion of right wingers who believed it. Excuse me for a minute. There's people outside who think that our street is a racetrack. Okay, they've gone down the street now. But yeah, so they believe that racism is a hoax, doesn't exist. The politicians would tell you that it doesn't exist. And all the while, black people are still getting the short end of the stick. They call them black, but of course we're not black. We're just darker skinned than other people are. But that's what they call us. They call us African Americans when clearly we are not African. But when someone comes from South Africa, and he happens to be white, that's an African American. When someone comes from any of those African nations and they come here and they live here, those are African Americans. So it's confusing, and they continue with this confusion. It confuses everybody. People don't understand it. People don't want to research. People don't even care about the truth. But anyways, I've talked long enough. Let's get into a little bit about this whole nonsense with racism in America. I want y'all to see some of these examples, and you tell me if you think racism exists in America. And some of you will say no. Some of you will say yes. And the ones who say no, I don't know what country you're living in, because if you open your eyes even for a moment here, you will see racism. So let's get into some of this. Let's look at some of these videos. I want you all to see some of these things. So racism is a huge thing. Now, on one hand, it happens to a lot of everyday people, me and the other YouTubers. It happens to us quite a bit. We see it quite a bit. It's not a thing I expected. I know that the country is racist, so I just know that it's going to happen. It's bound to happen. I don't know if you all have seen this video recently, but Terrell Owens, T.O. himself, he was caught up in a very racist situation with a Karen. And she decided that before the police came, of course, she was very brave and bold, and she was yelling at him. As soon as the police came, she turned on the tears. And then she said, "You're a big black man who's coming after a white woman." So they're using these trigger words and trigger terms to already get the police on their side. And you'll see in this video that they were telling Terrell Owens to calm down when he was calm through the entire video. So the trigger words worked. But it's ridiculous. You have to see this. I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to stop talking. Go ahead and watch this.
I'm good. What's up, sir?
What's going on, folks?
I'm driving to my mailbox. She telling me I'm speeding, telling me to slow down.
Slow down, and he rolled down his window and he started harassing.
First of all, I didn't harass you. She telling me to slow down. I said, "What do you mean slow down?" I said, "Yo, I'm just going to the mailbox." Then she goes, "Get the fuck out the middle of the road."
Across the street and he almost hit me.
First of all, I didn't almost hit you. Now you just making up stuff.
No, I literally
Just like a Karen.
You almost hit me.
How did I almost hit you? And I'm going to the mailbox.
I was a Karen.
Yeah, I'd call you a Karen when I came over here after you said I called.
In this
Absolutely. Then you went on to say, oh, I'm the subject of the HOA meeting, this and that and the other. I got liens and shit on my house, this and that and the other. Then you start bringing up my status, who I was, my HBO, my VH1. You the one brought it up, lady. I did it. You did it. You did. First of all, I didn't almost hit her. So, no, I'm fine, sir. First of all, I didn't almost hit her.
I understand that. Just relax.
I'm not finna sit up here.
He ran the stop sign.
Well, there is no stop sign. What are you talking about?
I understand that.
I wasn't, but I asked him to slow down, and he got out of his car and started harassing me. He put his car in park.
Right, because you're gonna yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your fucking car.
You didn't have to talk to me that way either, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
Relax.
You did. You put your car in park and you came at me.
First of all, I didn't come at you.
Yes, you did.
You can stop all of that, Karen.
Okay, listen.
Get out of here with all of that.
Listen, if you guys want me here, I can solve it.
He literally came after me.
Here she crying. There's Karen. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Swear to God, I've never been a part of nothing like this. I've seen it. I've seen it.
So if you have your ID.
I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it, but this is firsthand.
And now he's on live.
Oh boy, as she's crying. Oh my God, this is real. This is real. This is real. Here you go. Here you go, sir. This is real. This is real. This is real. This is real. I've never seen it. I've seen it, but I've never been a part of this. This is real life. And now she's crying. Her husband tried to tell her to go in the house, but now she wanted to do the whole Karen thing. So I'm going to be here with my camera to show everything. First of all, you need to stop that.
You were speeding through the neighborhood.
It was not. I was in the garage. You're lying now because I was sitting in the garage.
She said I was First of all, I know what you're saying. No, I get you. No, this is real. This is real life in 2022. This is real life Karen stuff.
She crying.
I've never seen. I've seen it on TV. I've seen it on video, but I've never really been a part of something like this. This is unbelievable, dude. This is unbelievable. I've never been a part of nothing like this in my life. Never. Am I good? I'm fine.
And I mean, she crying.
Bro, she just brought them tears out. She just brought those tears out. Before she got here, it was fuck you this, fuck you that, everything. Oh yeah, before I got here, it was all of that. The police showed up, the tears started flowing.
I thought they were supposed to start finding them for profiling.
Oh man, it's all good.
On black people just because they black.
First of all, I said I wasn't speeding, and then they're gonna tell me.
But she don't have no speed.
No, I got it. But she said, we didn't say you were speeding. We told you need to slow down. So what does that mean? If you telling me I need to slow down, that means I was speeding. Right?
Yeah.
So then she said I went after her, and I was like, nah, I came over here because you said you was calling 911. You was calling the police. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna sit right here and wait till the police come. This is where we are. This is where we are, America. This is where we are. Then you heard what she said? I came after her. I came after her. Her husband right there, but I came after her.
So let's call this next one FSU Karen. I don't quite understand what was happening here. It looked like there were some gentlemen that were moving something, and it happened to be blocking her driveway. But instead of handling it the way it should have been handled, she decided to use this opportunity to go on an extreme racist tirade. And she's proud of it. She doesn't really care that she's racist, and she is very proud about it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you this video, and then there's another follow-up video interviewing the guys that she was talking to. And then I'm going to show you a picture, one of the pictures that she so proudly displayed.
And you're on my shit list. And if you think I'm gonna have a fucking nigger tell me he's not moving off my driveway, you can't use that language. I can use the word nigger all goddamn motherfucking
You're
day.
harassing us now. You're harassing us.
No, really? Did I touch him? Did I assault him? Did I hurt him?
Yes,
That's an insulting word. Fuck you, and fuck you. Good, the cops are coming, tell them I called y'all niggers. What the fuck ever. I didn't call y'all niggers. I called that fat ass.
You cannot say that. I will move this truck right now for your trailer.
I can't say nigger. Please bring it to me in writing.
I will move the truck right now. Do you need it now moved?
Will Oshley and Melvin Finley own a moving company. On Saturday, they were in Lee County unloading a truck. That's when this woman, Gina Brashear, got mad that the truck was blocking the road.
Me and him are on the back of the truck. We're still working. We're still unloading the sheets of metal onto the pallet. We start hearing this commotion on the other side of the truck, just getting louder and louder and more intense.
That's the moment when the customer, who didn't want to speak to me out of fear, starts capturing this video. In 30 seconds, Brashear unloading a racist rant.
And if you think I might have a tell me he's not moving off my driveway, I can use the word oh god mother.
That wasn't it.
Good, the cops are coming, tell them I called y'all what the ever. I didn't call y'all. I called that fat
Say that right now for your trailer.
I can't say please bring it to me in writing.
She screamed the N-word 6 times in just half a minute.
You know, I've been, insulted before. It's nothing new to me. But this time around, it's a little, I don't know, it just feels a little different. It feels bigger than me.
I went to Brashear's home. She didn't want to come out to talk on camera, but she spoke with me on the phone.
And over the course of the video, say it 100 times in 30 seconds. There's nothing illegal about saying it.
Do you feel that it's okay to use that derogatory word?
Absolutely. Do I have reasons to be racist? Absolutely I do.
I asked her about people calling her racist online.
One thing you need to get straight from coming from me. I don't care who's upset. I don't care that I'm called a racist.
To Melvin and Will, this is bigger than just affecting them, and they hope it's the catalyst of change.
It's 2021, man. I don't know. We have a very long way to go. We have not come as far as we claim. We have a long way to go.
Now, this one is a scenario in which a Dillard's employee, a racist Dillard's employee, decided that he was going to use a racial slur while he was working, actually on the clock. And I guess what he expected was the reaction that most of the white supremacists expect, is for us to get violent and angry. But this time he received something that he wasn't expecting, and he got schooled. Unfortunately, the old man has lost his job, which is unfortunate because he is elderly, and the country should take care of its elderly people. I mean, we all know the story about the elderly and what happens here in this country. You know, when I go to other countries, they don't treat the elderly the way that they're treated here. So that's another video for another time. But anyways, so this old man decided to basically say something that was extremely racist, you know, the N-word, which is what they all hold on to. And unfortunately, the man's son was there. So he got schooled, and result is he got fired. But I want you all to check this out, because this is the way that you all should all react to these racists. Don't let them win, because when you act violent, when you do these things, the police are going to be on their side. You know everyone's going to be on their side. So kill them with intellect. Let's watch.
I want you to know it's unacceptable. You shouldn't do that. You're too old. My family has patronized the village for many years. I carry myself with honor. I would never disrespect any human being by calling them outside of their name. That of what you did. You don't know the impact of what you've done to my son. But maybe you were unaware that people can hear it.
I didn't even know.
It doesn't matter about you noticing me. You shouldn't be speaking that way, period. So if you know that, then why do that, man?
All I heard, I thought he hurt my leg. And I said,
you hurt your leg and you said, fuck you.
No, but I didn't know. That's all. I thought that was all that because I said, you know, my fucking guy or something like that. Because I hurt my leg cramped up. I didn't even know you
were. Listen to what I'm saying.
I am.
How long have you worked?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, and you're acting that way. You don't know what straw could break the camel's back. You don't know.
I know.
But you disrespected myself. You disrespected my family. But I would never do your children or your family or even you or no human being that way. I would never treat anybody that way. But I want you to know, man to man, that shit's not that. And you don't know what young man. I have grace and honor. And I was raised with morals and values. But I lost a lot. I lost my mother. I lost my mother-in-law. I lost my sister. All that shit. You don't know what mental state the next human being could be in. And it wouldn't be a cop. It wouldn't be a security guard. It wouldn't be nobody that could stop me from getting on your ass if I wanted to. You understand? So I want you to know that. Think about that. It doesn't matter about the age. Treat human beings with respect and morals and values. You understand that? Now I have to go home and correct my 10-year-old not to be a damn idiot. Don't act a fool. Don't be like Homer. Homer don't have respect for my kind or any human being. This ain't a black and white issue. This is an idiot issue. And I want it to be addressed. So I told your supervisor, we have everybody heard you say it. So I want the whole store to know you was dead wrong. And I just bought this stuff at Dillard's with Homer working. I wouldn't treat anybody like that, man. And you're dead wrong. So may God bless you and you keep moving forward, and I'll pray for you, Homer. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
So last, I want to talk about the mind being a terrible thing to waste. And if you're not educated, or if you have breathtaking stupidity issues, you really should stay away from technology. Here's a situation where a white man tried to, I guess he tried to either scare or something. I don't know what he was trying to do. It looked like he was trying to scare the dark-skinned kids that were riding their bicycle. But it's dangerous. You know, he could have run one over. But it's what he was saying in the video that made it seem as though he did this on purpose, right? So he's talking about getting 50 points, and then he called them stupid N-words towards the end. So it definitely seemed like it was on purpose. Problem is, he recorded it and then posted it himself. So he basically advertised his racism for the whole world to see. Now, I personally think that he didn't care. I think that he firmly believes that what he was doing is right because, as you know, the country is racist, and he feels that they are in the majority. So he decided to do this and post it thinking that a lot of people would be on his side. And granted, I'm sure there are some people on his side, but there are more people who aren't.
Affiliation with UNC is reached. The hospital CEO has announced he'll be stepping down effective immediately, and a memo sent to employees and medical staff.
What we'll have is the warrants issued for the subject 9. The one where they struck the bicycle, we're talking to the prosecutor to see if that can be charged as a felony. As far as the hate crime, district attorney's office is investigating this, and we have contacted the federal district attorney's office. So once we get all the charges signed and everything like that, we'll let them see it and decide if they can go with a hate crime on the charge.
So to end this, I just want to play this quick clip for you. Basically, as some of you already know, there's a lot of white people who are also getting tired of this white supremacist attitude and the racism and everything going on in the country. There are other countries that are looking at this and realizing that America is more evil than they try to portray. There's a lot of countries, who are looking at this and realizing that when America is blaming other countries for these inhumane acts, they are noticing that America's inhumane acts supersede their own, which is just amazing to me how any government official from this country can point a finger at any other country talking about how they're treating their citizens when they completely ignore what happens to the darker skinned people here. Okay. So this is not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. All of these people, in my opinion, are just evil, and they're only in Washington, D.C. for the paychecks. I'm sorry. I don't believe any of you are there to help us at all. So there it is. But anyways, let's take a look at this video, and then we're going to close out.
So I live in the South, and over the last month, I've been keeping record of the things that have been said in front of me. So the first one was a guy that I'd hired to detail my car, come to my house and detail my car. He'd come a few times, and on the last time, he finished and came in to tell me that he wanted me to come look at it to make sure nothing was fucked up. So I said, surely nothing's fucked up. And he said, well, I don't want it to be fucked up like an N-words checkbook. So I looked at him in a state of horror, and he said, what? Oh, like a black guy's checkbook. And I said, just stop. Not interested in looking at anything with you now. And he said, then he started to go on some kind of rant about how he can say that because his great-grandfather was part Indian, his words. Asked him to leave, and of course never had him back. The second thing was I was at a lighting store looking at a fixture for my house, and I was talking to the lady who owned it with her husband, and both of them were out there, and I was asking questions about a chandelier, and her husband chimed in and said, oh, are you looking for chandelier? And she started to laugh, and I looked confused, and she said, oh honey, we've got a store in the hood, and those people, they come in and they call them chandeliers. And then they began to laugh, and then I walked out. The next was a guy that I was thinking about going on a date with called me one evening And I answered the phone. I said, hey, what are you doing? He said, ironing my shirt for work tomorrow. And I said, ooh, putting in extra starch? Just saying something silly. And he goes, hell no, I ain't no N-word. So then I hung up again in horror. And the last, I was thinking about buying a lot to build a house. And I ran into a guy that lived around the corner and I was telling him about it. And he said, well, whatever you do, if you decide to ever sell it, just don't sell it to no Indians. All within the last month. And these are the same people, I can assure you, that will say and declare and claim that racism, it doesn't exist.
White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax.